Well, when I think about way back in the day, when we do Throwback Thursdays, I think of way back in the day. But this was way back in the day, and then not so far back in the day. And you go, okay, Grady, you've got me confused. So what are you talking about? Well, I went to a Lions Club meeting as the sheriff a few years ago. And we were having the greatest time in the world, and I was telling old war stories. And I said, you know, I used to work North Lakeland and the Kathleen area. In fact, one night we had a fella who was home from military leave with his cousin, and they fled from one of the deputies in South Lakeland. And the last time the deputy in South Lakeland saw them, they were turning to come up the Galloway Road. Well, they were in like a Barracuda that was much faster than our patrol cars at the time. Well, I was on the North Galloway Road, and I thought, well, I'll pull over and see if that rascal comes up here. Well, sure enough, it wasn't 5 minutes, and I looked down the road. It was late at night, and I see this set of headlights, and you could see them just drifting like, and you can always tell when a car's driving real fast. The headlights was drifting. So in a few minutes, he pulls up. I'm in a side street. He pulls right up, and he stops at the stop sign. My headlights catch the Barracuda, same color, two young men. I thought, this is our guy. I pulled in behind him. I had an auxiliary deputy riding with me that night. I called out the tag number. The other deputy, who retired as a captain, named Kevin Widener, a deputy at that time. I was a sergeant or lieutenant, I can't remember which when this happened, said, that's the car. So I flipped on the lights, and when I did, the Barracuda took off north on Kathleen Road. Well, I went in pursuit of the vehicle. And as just before we came into Kathleen on the Kathleen Road, which was a 2-lane road back in the day, they 4-laned it now. There was a curve into Kathleen. Well, I could tell that the guy in the Barracuda driving kept slowing down. He wasn't sure where that curve was. So I got real close to his bumper with my sirens and blue lights going. He wouldn't stop. But he was so nervous, he had to get away from me driving that close to him, so he floorboarded it. And when he did, about that time he hit the curve, he lost control. He ran into a telephone pole. The telephone pole broke. His cousin ended up with a broken arm. So I got the guy out, got him down on the ground, got him handcuffed and in the car, called an ambulance for his cousin. So I'm telling this story at the Lions Club. And all of a sudden the guy says, what? That was me. I was the one fleeing that night. That was a long time ago. Oh, it was. Probably about 35 or 40 years ago. We got a big laugh out of that. I said, what happened to you? He said, I got in trouble in civilian court, and then I got in trouble in military court when I got back on the base. He turned out to be a great guy, great father, great community member. I take credit for that. Teaching him young, don't run from deputies. Take care.